listening to EPN. The E-Podcast Network, supported by the most renowned success stories in business today. Subscribe today and never miss another show on EPN.
Thanks once again for tuning in to the Entrepreneur Podcast Network. And now it's time for the Open for Business radio show and your host, Jay Handler.
All right. Good morning, everybody. It is an exciting morning here on the Open for Business radio show. We are up and roaring and ready to go, and I hope you're ready to join in with us. I've got a special for you today. Our good friend Trey Pennington will be back on the air and joining us this morning live in just a few minutes. So can't wait to get started. Can't wait to speak to the big fella, and hopefully we'll get a few of you to call in and say hello as well. We're going to be talking about some Facebook marketing tips. We haven't done a lot of Facebook talk in the past, well, at least not in the most recent past anyway, so we definitely are going to go ahead and do a little bit of that. And we hope to take a few of your phone calls and your questions as well, see if we can't do some things to help you with some tips, some strategies, some tactics you can use immediately, day one, hit the ground running, and really get out there talking about what you do that will help you make your business more effective, more efficient, instantaneously. If I'm not mistaken, let's just see here. I believe that might be my good friend Trey Pennington right there. Trey, is that you?
Good morning, Jay. How are you doing?
Man, I am fantastic. Could not be more excited to have you back on the show. How you doing, man?
Oh, today's a great day, Jay. I'm delighted to be back on Open for Business and delighted to be back in my hometown, Greenville, South Carolina. And I am speaking on Facebook marketing on Thursday. And quite frankly, though I'm very familiar with Facebook, I maxed out my friends, I have a custom fan page and all of that, I have to say my strength is really in Twitter. I mean, Twitter is my power tool. And, I'm not nearly as strong and up to speed on Facebook. So, Jay, I need to tap into your expertise to make sure that when I go down to Columbia, South Carolina on Thursday, that I give those people their money's worth, even though it's free. I'll give them their money's worth about how to use Facebook seriously. How do you use Facebook for business? I mean, what are some of the key things that I need to be sure to tell these folks in Columbia?
Well, that's so tough, man. There are so many things that we could talk about, and I do a lot of Facebook training for clients and do a lot of seminars on Facebook training. I could do 3, 4, 5 hours on it and not scratch the surface. But I think there are a few things that we need to focus on. One of the very, very first things I talk about when I start talking about this concept of trying to market your business, yourself, your products, your services, whatever, using Facebook, I think one of the very first things we need to talk about is making sure that you're doing it on the right type of page. And, so many people out there, didn't really know, and none of us did. I mean, none of us really had a very good clue as to how to start incorporating some of this new technology into what we were doing. So we just kind of, seat of our pants, started throwing up pages and doing it the way we knew how to do it without doing a lot of research or a lot of work in advance. So what happened is a lot of people ended up starting their Facebook marketing campaigns with personal profiles. In other words, starting off their business page on Facebook as what a lot of people are referring to now as a friend page or a personal profile. So, if you've ever gotten a friend request, from ABC, day spa, whatever, you understand what I'm talking about. Obviously, a business can't be your friend. The business owner can be your friend. The business can be, you can be a fan of the business. You can be a customer of the business. You can be all of these things, but you can't be a friend of a business. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So that's the first key, is making sure that you're on a fan page, not on a profile page. You want to make sure that at the top it says like, not request as friend. I mean, that's, I think, one of the, one of the keys there, obviously, for me anyway. Outside of that, I think it becomes, remembering what you're doing, who you're doing it for, and why you're doing it. We've gone over my 8 M's of marketing, several times on the show, and it starts with knowing your mission. If your mission is to grow your business using Facebook, okay, great, let's start there. Who is your market? Not all of your customers are on Facebook. You need to start kind of figuring out demographically who is on Facebook, why are they on Facebook, what are they doing, and how does Facebook interact with people? How do people interact with this tool? So, the reality is people are not going to come back to your fan page over and over and over again. They're going to come one time. You've got one shot, as you're talking to them about come check out my new page, you've got one opportunity to get them to click like. And if you miss that opportunity, you may not get a second chance with that person. So, we talk about how first impressions are, the lasting impressions. They're the most important. They're this, they're that, and everything else. It's true. You've got to make sure that when they hit your landing page, whether it's your wall or you've created a custom page, I know you're very, very fond of LeJour. I've been playing with it. I'm just about, I think I'm just about up to speed, and I think I love it as much as you do. But things like LeJour and PageModo are nice, but creating your own customized content, your own customized landing page for Facebook can be a huge benefit to many, many, many small businesses out there, and it's relatively inexpensive, if not free, if you're using tools like LeJour or PageModo or some of these other things. But, great ways, really, to get people interacting with your page that very, very first time so you don't lose them. Once you do that, you need to understand that, the only way you're going to be able to connect with these people is on their walls. So you're going to post something, and it's going to appear on their wall, not yours. I mean, yes, it's going to appear on your wall, but people aren't coming back to your wall over and over and over again. So what I like to tell people is, if you've got an important piece of information, posting it once and then seeing it on your fan page wall is nice. But what if I'm not watching my Facebook feed at that particular moment? And what if, like you, let's take Trey Pennington, for example. You have a page, a personal profile, with almost 5,000 people on it. Or, I mean, you fluctuate. I know, one dropped off, you replace them. You're right at 5,000 people.
Right.
Now, I want everybody out there to think about this for a second. How many people do you have on your profile page? How many people are you friends with on your profile page? And now go look at your wall on Facebook and watch how quickly transactions occur. Watch how fast that wall changes. Because your newsfeed, take a look at how quickly that's changing. Yours, I don't know how you keep up with it. It has to be running constantly. I mean, there's got to be something new coming to your wall every second, or on your newsfeed every single second. With 5,000 people posting, that's easy to do.
That's one of my frustrations with Facebook is even though I have my throttle set to maximum open, I still Facebook determines what I see and what I don't see, and I don't.
No, it doesn't.
I don't understand.
No, it doesn't.
Huh?
No, it doesn't.
I'm not seeing either that or my people aren't very. They don't post very much. Come on, people, post more. I'm hungry.
Keep in mind, with 5,000 friends, you're going to have a divergence of posting volume. Some of your friends are going to post once a week. Some are going to post once a month. Some are going to post once every, couple of minutes, it seems like. But here's what I would tell you. Top right corner of your feed, there's a little section that says top stories. My guess is if you're complaining, I'm not seeing everybody, one of the very, very, very first things I would do is go find that it'll say top stories, and it'll have a little drop-down arrow. Grab that drop-down arrow and change that to most recent. For everybody else, listen, we appreciate you tuning in and joining us. Unfortunately, we are completely out of time. We'll post our sponsor links up on Facebook for you here in just a moment. But thanks so much for listening. Tune in next week, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, do me a favor. Tell your friends. We'd love to hear what you think about the show. And, again, it's all about those golden referrals. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next week right here on Open for Business.
You're listening to EPN.